Picture this. You're cruising down the road, top down, wind in your hair, the sun is shining, and the sky is a perfect shade of blue. The road stretches out before you, promising adventure and freedom. It's one of those days where everything feels just right. You're singing along to your favorite tune, the one that always lifts your spirits. Life is good. The rhythm of the music matches the rhythm of your heart, and for a moment, you feel invincible. Every note, every beat, seems to sync perfectly with the hum of the engine. Suddenly there's a noise. It starts subtly, a gentle thump thump. At first you think it might be part of the song, a new beat you hadn't noticed before. But then it grows louder, more insistent, breaking through the melody and demanding your attention. You turn down the radio, your heart sinking faster than a bad joke at a stand-up comedy show. The silence is deafening, filled only with the ominous thumping. You grip the steering wheel a little tighter, hoping it's just a minor issue, but no, it's not. Yep, you've got a flat tire. The realization hits you like a ton of bricks. Don't worry, we've all been there. It's one of those inevitable moments in life, like spilling coffee on a white shirt or getting caught in the rain without an umbrella. It's like realizing you've left your phone at home. Inconvenient, but not the end of the world. You might feel a wave of frustration, maybe even a bit of panic, but deep down, you know it's something you can handle. It's just a bump in the road, literally and figuratively. We're gonna get through this together. Whether it's calling for roadside assistance or rolling up your sleeves and tackling the tire change yourself, there's always a way forward. And sometimes you might even find a kind stranger willing to lend a hand. And hey, at least you've got a story to tell, right? These unexpected detours often make for the best tales. So next time you're at a gathering, you can share your flat tire adventure, complete with all the twists and turns. After all, it's these moments that add color to our lives. Before we get our hands dirty, not literally, unless you're into that sort of thing, let's meet our cast of characters, aka your trusty toolkit. These aren't just any tools, they're the stars of our show, each with their own unique personality and flair. So, without further ado, let's introduce you to the team that's going to make this car maintenance journey not just bearable, but downright entertaining. Jack. This guy is the muscle of the operation. He lifts the car like he's auditioning for a weightlifting competition, just make sure he's on solid ground, wouldn't want any embarrassing slips. Imagine him as the strong man in a circus, always ready to show off his strength. But remember, even the strongest need a stable foundation, so double check that ground before you let him do his thing. Lug wrench. This one's a bit of a tough nut to crack. It's got the strength to loosen those stubborn lug nuts, but sometimes needs a little persuasion. Think of it as the strong, silent type. You might have to put your back into it, but once it gets going, there's no stopping it. It's like the quiet kid in school who surprises everyone with their hidden talents. Just give it a little nudge and watch it work its magic. Spare tire. Ah, the understudy. Always waiting in the wings for its moment to shine. Let's hope it's been rehearsing. This is the unsung hero of our toolkit, always ready to step in when needed. It's like the backup dancer who finally gets their moment in the spotlight. So make sure it's in good shape, because you never know when it might have to take center stage. Gloves. Okay, so maybe not the funniest tool in the box, but trust me, your hands will thank you later. Plus, they add a certain air of mystery, don't you think? Think of them as the unsung protectors, the bodyguards of your hands. They might not get the laughs, but they sure do get the job done. And who knows, with those googly eyes and funny hat, they might just steal the show after all. Now that we've met our quirky crew, it's time to get down to business. Each of these tools has a role to play, and together they're going to make sure our car maintenance adventure is as smooth and entertaining as possible. So let's roll up our sleeves, put on those gloves, and get ready to dive in. Remember, it's not just about fixing the car, it's about having a little fun along the way. Let's get started. Alright, safety first. Find a nice, level spot to pull over away from traffic. Put on your hazard lights. Think of it as sending out a bat signal, but instead of Batman, you're attracting helpful passers-by, or maybe just confused pigeons. Section 4, Step 2, Jack. Be nimble. Jack, be quick, but not too quick. Now it's time for Jack to do his thing. Position the jack under your car's frame, near the flat tire. There's usually a little notch or marking that shows you the sweet spot. Pump the jack until the tire is off the ground, but not floating in midair. We're changing a tire, not performing magic tricks. Section 5, Step 3, Lugging around a love-hate relationship. Remember that tough nut, the lug wrench? It's one of those tools that you can't live without, but sometimes you wish you could. It's a love-hate relationship, really. Now's the time to give it some love, or maybe a little tough love. This tool is your best friend when it comes to changing a tire, but it can also be your worst enemy if those lug nuts are on too tight. Place the wrench on the lug nuts and turn it counterclockwise to loosen them. It sounds simple, but sometimes it feels like you're trying to move a mountain. This is where you might need to channel your inner superhero. Imagine you're the Hulk, using all your strength to get those stubborn nuts to budge. If the nuts are being stubborn, try using your body weight for extra leverage. Sometimes a little extra force is all you need to get the job done. Just don't blame me if you start making grunting noises, it's all part of the process. And hey, if you can laugh about it, you're already halfway there. Section 6, Step 4, the spare change that really matters. With the lug nuts loosened, you can now remove the flat tire. It's like taking off a shoe that's way past its prime. Now take your spare tire and line it up with the bolts. Put on the lug nuts and tighten them by hand. Once they're snug, lower the car with the jack and give those lug nuts a final tighten with the wrench. Section 7. Tire triumph and future fun. Congratulations, you've officially conquered the flat tire. Give yourself a pat on the back, or maybe a high five from a passing motorist if you're feeling brave. Remember to get that flat tire repaired or replaced as soon as possible. And for future laughs, hopefully not tire related, check your tire pressure regularly and keep an eye out for any wear and tear. Drive safe, and remember, laughter is the best roadside assistance.